I could retell a story here that I told on At Odds.
Okay. But I've already heard it.
Well, again, I still live in a world where the same people that listen to, the main show or After Dark, which this is Longbox Heroes After Dark 447, and At Odds, that it's 3 separate, distinct audiences.
Oh, okay, yes. Many different tastes.
Yes. Just like my and again, listen, I'm not one to toot my own horn, but toot. My appearance on Between the Sheets this week is getting rave reviews. At least what I'm seeing. Nobody's contacting me to say like, "Hey, it sucked and you're horrible."
I have to talk to you off mic then. I didn't listen, but you sucked and you were horrible, Joe.
Oh my goodness! See, that's why you're here, to keep me in line.
That's right. I don't want you floating away.
Yes. Well, listen, my head's pretty big the way it is, but that's more in a Jerry Seinfeld, Robert Zadar sort of way than an actual, like, I have a high opinion of myself sort of way.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I had, and Todd was very accommodating here today. I kept bouncing around the start time because we had to go travel to go get our hairs cut today. The whole family went and got family haircuts today.
Family portrait due or something?
No. It was just long overdue for all of us. It's been minimally 6 months since we got our haircuts. And Asa did not want to get his haircut until school was over. School was over this past Monday, yesterday as we're recording this. So he's like, okay, we're going to go get our haircuts. And it was a hike to where we were going. And we're down to one car because from a month ago, whenever it was that I was in the accident, they finally got the car into the body shop to do the work today.
Right.
Now how long that's going to take is another story. So, until that's done, we're down to one car.
Right. Yeah, tell me about my car.
Mm-hmm. There you go. Well, it's over at the body shop. I don't know if they've touched it. I'm not going to bother them, but I am going to call tomorrow when it's been there for like 24 hours. Just be like, hey, I dropped the car off, just checking to see if you started, what we're looking at, how long you think it's going to be, so on and so forth. No,
I know. My father, I think I told you this story. My cousin, the CGC guy?
Yes.
Okay. His family owned a garage.
I remember.
And my father was, his, my cousin, they were related. My father would take his car there, or I would take my car there. And my father would be like, his name was Petey. He's like, call Petey. I'm like, all right, it's the end of the day. I'll see if the car's done. The car isn't done. Okay. Thank you. All right. So we get it because we all work together. And first thing in the morning, call Petey. Be like, I don't think he fixed it while, he was away from the garage. Call
right.
Petey. All right.
If it wasn't done at 6 when we called at night,
right,
it's not done at 8 a.m. the next day.
Right. So he would have me call at the end of the day. At the end of the day, call Petey. That was me and my brother still do this bit whenever we have to do something that's annoying. He'll be like, call Petey. And we did this until he would get the car done as fast as he could. So we'd stop calling. And then another story that's the same way. When we had the quarry that we stole, you know what a belt line is. So it could take the dirt, whatever you have, up and then pile it. That would be a big thing. We used to build our own, and we had to buy a tail pulley for it. And we were waiting for it to come in, and my father would call every day. He'd be like, all right, at the end of the day, he'd be like, did the tail pulley come in? And he'd be like, no, Mr. Roker, the tail pulley didn't come in. All right. It's 8 a.m. the next, 8:01 when the phones would go live at the place. That tail pulley come in? No, he did this. And the guy at the business said, Larry, stop fucking calling here. When the tail pulley comes in, we'll call you. Stop fucking calling here. And my father bought the tail pulley, but he never bought anything off them again because they cocked off to him. That's the way my father rolls. I
get it. He's set in his ways.
Yep. But anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So just, I'm like, oh, looks like we're going to be running late because it's a hike. And, as we're recording this, we're all dealing with the smoke.
I'm not dealing with it well, by the way.
That's what I was going to ask off air, but we're on air about it. I left the house and I forgot my inhaler, and we were going up the mountain, and strangely, it's like thicker and more strong down here in the valley where we are than it was up on the mountain.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
As I was going to our local retailers today, like it was bad, or like, in the early afternoon, then it just started getting darker and darker and darker around here.
Yeah.
And as I was coming into Scranton, I could not see Scranton. And I went into the shop, and the Colonel Sanders artist came in and everything. We were talking, and I'm like, I'm having trouble breathing. Like, not in a bad, like, just that and I don't want to say my chest hurts, so like people think I was having a heart attack. It was just like, when you can't catch your breath, it's just like your chest is heavy. I noticed that. Like,
yeah.
In the thing, I'm like, okay, I've never had this before, but it was so thick, and my eyes were watering while I was outside, and it was crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
I know, and again, my mind is like fried right now, but I saw folks like who like live in the city in New York saying that they're like on a clean air advisory until Saturday as we're recording this,
I believe it. I think it's going to get worse over the next couple of days before it gets better.
Yeah, you ain't kidding. So we shall see. Hopefully everyone stays safe. If you're directly or indirectly affected by all this, it sucks. And it's one of those things like working at home, working inside, not facing a window. I get the notifications of like the weather and stuff, and then I see like hazy, fog, burn advisory. I'm like, what the fuck is going on outside?
Apocalypse.
So, yeah, no shit, but just like seeing people like in the like upper New York area, like posting pictures where like the sky is just like yellow,
Yep. I don't know if there's going to be clouds tonight or with the moon, like what it's going to be. But if the moon was out there, it would be like a blood moon. You know what I mean?
I'm aware of the blood moon.
Yeah, I sacrificed to the blood moon. So.
So you said you went to our local retailer. You picked up your comics. Did you pick up anything else at our local retailer?
Yes, I did. There was a shiny gift for me from a very generous man who hates certain celebrations.
No, listen, I've. It's not that I hate them. Listen, I make a big deal for my wife. I make a big deal for my kid. I'll make a deal for other people. Who gives a fuck about my birthday, right?
No one.
And it's, and like I appreciate when people say happy birthday and, take the time out of their day or whatever it is. I am appreciative of it, but, I don't like attention. Let me live my life under the radar.
Yep, and that's why I always announce it when it's your birthday.
Yeah.
Because I know, what are you going to complain about people wishing you a happy birthday? But I know you're grumbling on your breath. Why did Todd have to out me on Main Street about my birthday?
No, so because, I'm like low-level famous, depending on where you look up my information, there's like 2 different fake birthdays out there for me.
Oh, okay. I'll make sure it's the real one every time.
You go edit my Wikipedia or something,
Yep.
But anyway, I have a scheduled tweet for you. Don't worry about it. I got you covered.
I don't think you should. I think we should end this tradition now.
No.
Right.
I don't. So Todd, I know how to schedule a tweet. I don't know how to unschedule a tweet. So it's got to go out.
Okay, we could delete it immediately.
Nah, I don't know. We'll see.
Right.
But it's Todd's birthday. In between the time that we're recording this and this episode coming out, for non-Patreon folks, right? And I decided to get Todd a gift, and it was one of those things. It was on the list. Get it for Todd for Christmas. Just so happened to come in before Christmas. And I'm like, oh, Todd's got a birthday coming up, and it's a big one, When I was talking about it on at odds, I'm like, oh, it's one of the big ones that ended in an O. I don't know what one it is. You could figure that out.
Right, 30.
Right. I said 30, 40, one of them. I don't know.
70.
It could be 70. I don't know. It's not 58. I know that. And somebody else's birthday. Anyway. So, Todd, I got Todd a lovely gift, a very thoughtful gift, I would say.
Right. First of all, he got me a Tauntaun card.
Yes.
And I didn't know Joe was a card guy.
I'm not a card guy. April is a card gal.
Right.
And months ago, She's like, I found the perfect card for Todd.
Oh my God.
Now wait, so the card that you have isn't the card.
Oh, it's not. Huh?
No, that's the funny part about it. So she goes, I found the perfect card for Todd. I go, well, Todd's birthday isn't until June. Okay, well, I'll sit on it. You remind me. Okay. So a week ago, when I'm going up to the shop, getting your present together, I go, hey, April, where's that perfect card you got for Todd that you told me about?
What card?
And she looks at me and she's like, oh, shit, I think I gave it to somebody else.
Oh.
She goes, let me go check my card box. So she goes and checks her card box, and it's not in there. So she's like, oh, I must have given it to somebody else. I go, I guess it was perfect for them too, huh? She goes, this one's close. He likes Star Wars, right? I go, yeah, he likes Star Wars.
I do like the Star Wars, but it's got a picture of a tauntaun on it. It says, my birthday wish for you is as warm as the inside of a tauntaun on a chilly, hot day. Open it up, but it says, but less stinky, winky face emoticon.
Now, I will say this. No, again, nice card. I had nothing to do with it. That was April. If it was me making that card, when you open up the card, it would be one of those deals where there's like stuff that goes on inside. Like, you know, when you open the card, the thing moves, right?
Right, a pop-up card or something.
It would be a tauntaun inside with Luke's body inside of it. And as you open and close the card, like Han is putting his body inside the dead Tauntaun.
Right. Oh, that would be perfect.
See, there you go. I need to go work at Hallmark.
Yes, or Lucasfilms, one or the other. Or Disney now, I guess.
Yeah.
And there was also a gift, Joe.
Oh, it wasn't just a card. It was a gift as well. That's right.
Right, and I'll open it now. Grip. What could it be? It's a Bloodlines trading card set from Skybox, Joe.
It's a sealed box of wax packs of the 1993 hit DC crossover event, Bloodlines.
Right, but don't forget, there was some Reign of Superman dabbed in there, too.
That's right. There's an Eradicator. There's a Superboy. There's a Last Son of Krypton and a John Henry Irons rookie card in there.
Yep, but also I hope a Hitman rookie card, because all for naught if it's not in there, you know.
That's the one that you want.
Yep,
that's the one that you go out and get CGC'd.
Oh yeah, definitely. Gem Mint 10, Joe.
Now I was looking to see if there was a officially licensed Skybox Bloodlines binder for the set.
I don't think so.
There's not. There's like homebrew ones that look really cool, but if it ain't the official, I don't want it.
Right, because the binders, there was only early on, there was the Who's Who binders.
Right. And
then I think the first one, spoiler alert, may be coming up in previewing the past, a Sandman one. But, subscribe. But, yeah, I don't ever think there was a Bloodline ones like you said. So only counterfeit ones, I guess you would say?
Like homebrew, like somebody like made it themselves, you know, like where it's like it has the Bloodlines logo on it, and there's like the pages are bound in, and it's enough pages for you to put the full set in there, you know?
Gotcha.
Have you opened up all the packs yet?
No. I mean, I just opened the box to see the sealed box.
Oh, that's right. We're playing
30 seconds ago. No, I haven't. I don't know. I don't know what I want to do. I don't know if I want to leave it mint in box.
Right.
Or rip them open and see if I get a Hitman card.
Right.
And then line my pillow with the other ones.
So I'm going to tell you the story of how I came into a acquisition of this item, right?
You bought it.
Right. I purchased it, but it wasn't nothing is ever easy when it's me.
I know, I'm busting it.
So a person has it up on eBay. Let's just say, so that we're working with nice round numbers, for $10. Okay, it wasn't $10, but it was easier that way, right? So they have it up for $10 or best offer. I never asked the first price, right?
Right.
So I do best offer. We start at $8. It's rejected. Go to $8.50. That gets rejected. Go to $9. That gets rejected. You can only do a make offer on something 3 times, and it gets rejected, and then that's it, right?
Right.
So me and this person do this dance every week for about 2 months until they finally decide to take the buy it or best offer option off of the auction, because it's been 2 months and it hasn't sold, right? So now they put it up at, again, starting bid $10, no or best offer, no buy it now, right? They think this thing is going to skyrocket through the things, right?
Right. And
So then,
what's it called when they have it has to reach a certain price on auction?
Adam just mentioned this on the show. A reserve.
Right. It had no reserve.
No reserve, no buy it now, no make offer. Right. So they have it up for $10, and I see it doesn't sell, and they relist it. And then I see they have it up for $10, and it doesn't sell, and they relist it. And then I see one sell, and it sells, and I'm like, oh, shit, I missed out on it. And then they put up another one. I'm like, oh, this person's sitting on a gold mine of these. That's why they don't want to let them go, right? So I go, okay. I see how much the one that sold for. And that's a reasonable price. And I know how much I'm willing to pay for this, plus shipping and plus tax. So I'm going to put that in as my max bid. Okay? And I ended up winning. Todd, do you want to know how much over the asking price of this thing it sold for?
$10.01?
50 cents.
Oh, okay.
50 cents more. So this person fought with me back and forth for 2 months when they could have just bought it. I could have bought it now at $8. Again, if we're working from 10, that's the numbers we're working from.
Right.
Or $8.50 or $9 or whatever it was, right? They needed that extra 50 cents,
No, well, they didn't get the extra 50 cents. They got an extra $2.50 because you would have wanted it for $8.50 or $8.
Well, they wanted $10 for it. They thought minimally they got 50 cents over their requested price, their requested minimum.
Right. But see, you're looking at it as they did all this dicking around. I look at it as they got you for an extra $2.50.
I guess.
You got in this whole thing. I got a good gift, but you got.
Yeah. And I was going to leave a snarky feedback about worth the extra 50 cents I paid for it or something.
Right.
But I did put the perfect gift for a child of the 90s or someone who is a big bloodline, like something stupid about right. The bloodlines nonsense or whatever it was.
Yep. I hope I get a whole set if I
I hope you get a whole set. I don't know with the chase cards, the holograms, the foils. I don't know how any of that stuff work with that set. But I just hope you record an unboxing video.
And I told you, what's the only thing I've ever unboxed, Joe?
A pizza.
A whole pizza.
That's right.
But yeah, a side note though, of something I've been doing lately is your other co-host conned me into GTA Online.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Did he con you into GTA Online? Because that's not the story he tells.
What, I conned him into GTA Online?
No. He tells the story as of Thursday, okay? So things might have changed since Thursday.
Oh, well, no, we just started over the last day or two.
Okay, because if you go and listen to Add-ons with Wrestling from last week...
As you did,
and I'm sure you know, but I'm just repeating this for the third fan base that we have that only listen to this show.
Right.
He was pissed because he goes through all the work to get GTA 5 up and all this other stuff, and he's a newbie, and he's getting crushed, and he just wants a server where he can play with people that he knows, and you agreed to do it, and then when he was ready to go, you're like, I'm doing my hair that night, maybe another night, and then the next night that he's ready to go, you're like, yeah, I got this important nap I gotta take, I can't do it. That's me adding flavor to him saying that every time he asked you to do it, you blew him off.
Well, here's what happened from Todd's side.
Do you have a job?
Right. But he was trying to sell me on it. I will admit. And I was like, oh, that's really cool. And I said, regardless of what it is, because he's like, oh, you got to buy the game, you got to get paid for the server, which is only like $10, whatever.
Already, I'm out.
And then you got to buy the video game, you got to buy the server, and then you got to you get on and do stuff. And I said, okay, well, and he wanted me to get a headset so we could talk, because I don't talk to him enough on the porch, you know? And he goes, get all that. And I said, regardless, I said, it's the end of the month. The Cinnabon money comes in on the 1st. I said that I'm not putting stuff on my credit card that I could pay with cash in 3 days. Do you know what I mean? Because then it's whatever. I want to get my credit card paid off. There's no interest. It's the way I keep my bank account going up instead of down. And he's like, okay. So then that happened. And he's like, now I'm thinking about it. He goes, well, come on over and I'll show you the game, to sell it to me. And he did. And I was like, oh, this is really cool, blah, blah, blah. And I don't know if I ever committed. He might be yelling at the podcast right now. But as it went on, and I went over and I'm like, well, if I play, and he's like, and you can see him, he kind of looks at me, and I'm like, blah, blah, and we talk about it. Well, if I buy it, and he's like, I don't like all these ifs, Todd. And I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. And once I knew that he didn't like the ifs, do you know how many ifs I dropped, Joe? 100.
Exactly.
So then I kind of did it. And then things went sideways with me trying to load it, and then he helped me. I bought the game. I'm like, all right, I'm going to try this. And I tried it, and I was like, okay, I don't really like it. But I'm going solo, like he says, you're getting crushed by other people. And then, to make a long story short, that I'm not going to go into it, because it really went sideways, me trying to load it and do the things right. He's like, you should have just asked me. I went through it. And I was like, yeah. And I went on, and we went, and I got a headset, and we played the other night. And now we've been playing, not every night, because it's only been a couple days, but we played 1, 2, or 3 nights, I forget. And I'm enjoying it. We'll see how long it lasts. I will say that. But yeah, I'm online now. So if he bitches on the podcast this week, which I will hear, as you say, tell him, listen to this episode.
Right. He will.
No, I know. This has all been a gentle ribbing all around.
Of course, like always.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's it. I don't know.
You want to get in? You want to get in with us?
No, I don't know. No, I got a PlayStation 2 in my basement.
The PlayStation has 9 buttons. You'll be right at home.
Does this work? Does GTA 5 work at the PlayStation 2?
Yes, and you could play Blu-rays on it too.
Oh, you can't. No, you can't do it on a PlayStation 2. I know that. It has to be at least a 4.
Right.
I got notified that my Blu-ray player that I ordered is being delayed.
Oh no! What shitty wrestling thing are you gonna watch if you or can't you watch while it's waiting on it?
Well, I only have the Ultimate Muscle anime thing, which is the reason I was getting a Blu-ray player.
Okay.
But I got a separate docking station for the Switch, so we could bounce it back and forth between my kid's room and the living room. And then with being off on Friday, I was gonna hopefully the Blu-ray thing comes in by Friday, because I was gonna redo all the entertainment center stuff, right. Untangle all the wires and shit, but the Blu-ray player's not here, I'm not going to do it, Yeah,
there's nothing I hate more than the octopus behind the entertainment system.
Yes. And so that's the thing. I have an octopus, but I have cats that go back there and fuck with the octopus,
Oh. Well, you're known for your love of cats, so along with Bits, and I could go down the list.
Yeah. So speaking of bits, not a bit, but to hopefully help boost or give or something with the Patreon this month. I did not clear this with Todd, and he would have said he doesn't care anyway. So
I don't care what you're doing as long as you're not giving away my money.
Well, I'm not giving away your money, but there's 2 red letter dates that are popping up this month in June. And it just so happened that we did Patreon episodes about those 2 red letter dates. So on those dates, if you are not currently a patron and you want to get a taste of the Patreon, We're going to give those, just on those days alone, 24 hours, they'll be available for free to go check out. Red letter dates and, movie history, but also I think some of the better podcasts that Todd and I did behind the paywall,
Okay.
So just going to let them leak out for a day. You test it, try it, come back. We're not a big enough Patreon that we could do like the week free like some people do.
Mm-hmm.
Right. We'll get there.
So you're basically saying these 2 episodes are not going to be so much released for the day, but they're going to escape for the day.
Yes, they're getting a day pass.
Yeah, work release.
Yes. So just something we're testing out. I'm looking at 2 more red letter dates in September as well. We'll see how June goes, and if June goes well and it helps boost the numbers, we'll try it again in September.
Yep, sounds like a plan.
All right. So, hey, everyone, thank you very much. And the Patreon, by the way, patreon.com/Longbox Heroes. Go check it out. T-Public sale is this week. eBay affiliate link. Contact me for shirts and pins and stickers. I'm going to be at the LVAC show, not this Friday, but next Friday. Tell me to bring some shirts, and I'll bring some shirts.
2 things really quick, because I know you want to end the show. One, I heard all those plugs, which was great. I heard all those plugs. And the second thing was, I can't go to LVAC because I have beef with someone there who may have reviewed 2 sequels. That's all I'm saying.
All right. Let's wrap up the show so I can figure out what the hell Todd's talking about. Mm-hmm. See you next week, everybody.
You're listening to the soon-to-be-named network, the Lamborghini of podcast networks.